What's happening, guys? Welcome back. So in a previous episode, you may remember that we got the Mk1 sat on air ride, sitting a hell of a lot better and looking a little bit more towards the height that I wanted from the beginning. Now, also in that episode, you may remember that I said we had a little bit of a problem with the manifold block, in that one of the pairs of solenoids for the driver's front corner wasn't working properly. We tried to air up, the exhaust solenoid was holding open, so you could only get 40 psi in the bag, and then it was all venting out and it wasn't working. So we temporarily, easy for me to say, linked the two rear bags into one solenoid to get the car mobile and moving again, and it worked, did a job. It just doesn't drive the nicest. So I went over, or I was chatting to my very good friends at Transporter HQ just about it all and everything that we're doing. I nipped over for a cup of tea just to go over and see him, because I've not seen him in a while. And then left, came home, and that night I had a phone call from Andy saying, the problem you're having with your air ride, I might have a solution. I was like, fine, okay. What we thinking? He says, I got sent a complete digital management kit months ago. We've never done anything with it. It's sat in the office. Do you want to have it to give it a review and see what you think of it? Because they've got nothing to use it on. I might as well use it. So I was like, hell yeah, I do. So I've been over this morning and grabbed it, and what we are going to be fitting to the Mk1 is an Airllen 5G digital air ride management. So Airllen are, I believe, a Chinese manufacturer of air suspension components, manifold blocks, ECUs, controllers. I think they make struts and everything as well. Not sure how long they've been going. Their stuff is becoming more and more prominent and more seen in the UK. Not sure if anyone is running the Airllen management in the UK or not. But yeah, Andy said, have it, give it a go, see what you think. And well, yeah, who knows? We'll see what it's like. I'm absolutely blown away. I've been given a management kit to see what it's like. It looks super simple to install. I'm gonna have to remove the installation out of the boot. So pretty much the basics of what come in the box. You've got the controller, which has got presets, or both front, both rear, and each individual corner, and I'm not quite sure what these are. The manifold block, so you've got in from the tank and then out to each corner, and then exhaust, and then the same as the other manifold, they're blanked off on the back. This is what we think is the switch, if you like, or the pressure switch and everything for the compressors. So you've got positive in, negative in. We're not 100% sure what this does, but we've just connected the rest up, excluding this, to the battery with this, which is the remote wire, which all work nicely. And then on here, you've got feed for, I believe, 2 compressors. We're only running 1, so we'll only need half of those. And then this is an extra sort of manual controller with an extra wire, which we're not going to need because we're going to be running it digitally. So we need to strip the old stuff out of the car, get the tub out of the spare wheel well on the bench, and we can work out plumbing this, getting this all wired in. Famous last words, it shouldn't actually be too difficult to swap this lot in and take that lot out. Although now I've said it's all going to go wrong in it. So right, anyway, let's get this box out, get it on the bench, and we'll start connecting everything up. Right, that is the new manifold mounted in to place. We've extended the compressor wires and we have brought the fuse here. We've pulled the wire all the way through because this little control box here, whatever this is, I don't quite know, power distribution and whatever, that isn't going to be going in there. That is going to be going under the floor just outside of the car here. So now we've sorted them bits, we'll chuck the box back in the car, pull all the air lines in and plug the air lines in where they need to be, and we can make a start on wiring it all in. In theory, that should be about it. Right, I think after many head-scratching hours, we've worked out. Now, this, from what I can gather, is sort of a very early production kit that Airllen sent to Transport HQ a long time ago. It's been sat in their office for quite a while. Because it's not in any of the proper sort of nice packaging that it should be. It was just in a box. It's not got any instructions with it. I spoke to HQ and they definitely didn't get any instructions with it. But yeah, me and Rich spent a couple of hours yesterday working out exactly what went where and how things went. And the thing that was throwing us off was the pressure switch. But we've got it all wired in and it works. Obviously, it's all just literally thrown in to just get everything working, but everything powers up as it should. Air goes in, car goes up, car goes down. I've sat and read the manual last night so we can work all presets out. But in a loose term, you've got power from the battery that comes in to this side here. Earth on this side. The white wire, the yellow wire, sorry, is the ignition feed. And then the black wire that comes out where the yellow wire comes out goes to the pressure switch, black one side, red the other. Controller plugs in. That is the plug that links down to the manifold. And that is it, pretty much. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 basically connections that you've got to do to get this working, which is super simple. And if we'd have had the instructions and would have known that is exactly how it went together, this would have taken probably an hour to 2 hours to change over. But anyway, here we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to extend a couple of wires, tidy some up, get some cloth tape on things, get the ECU, or whatever it is, fixed down, get the manifold all fixed back down and in place. And put all the boot back together and we should be good to go. And then we can start to play with the presets on the controller. There we go then. I've got to tidy some of these wires and pipes and things up, but it's in, it works. The manifold is all bolted in place and looks pretty cool, lights up. And I've just been having a bit of a fiddle and a play with the controller, so I know what I'm talking about. So this is the controller. Turn the car on. Comes up, and we've got tank pressure, so we've got 202 psi in the tank, and we've currently got 2 or 3 psi in each bag. Now you can do, the controller's pretty cool to be fair, so if I press that one, that's 1F, so front, so I can air the front or air the air front down. Number 3R is the rear, so I can air the rear up or down. And then 2, which is A, I can do all up and down, which is cool. Then you press M, which is memory, and we've got presets. So 1 is there, 35 psi all round. 2 is 60 psi all round, and 3, when it stopped, is 90 psi all round. And then if we press that one when we've got M selected, because we can deselect M, but if we press M, which is for memory, press that one, it airs the whole system out. And then when that's done its thing, you can press S, which takes you into settings mode, and you've got a menu to do different things. Memory mode, so that's where all your different sets that you've got. How can I get out of this? Can't remember how you get out of it. That one. Rise on start, you can have rise on start, which I've got turned off. Auto go down, so when you turn the car off and turn the ignition off, it airs out. Backlight set, which I think is to do with all of these lights. Auto maintain, which from what I can gather is something to do with it maintaining the pressure on each corner and making sure that it's always the same, which I've not got turned on. Accuracy, so you can, when you do your presets, so either low, medium or high. So low means it's within, I think, 10 or 15 psi. Medium means I think it's within about 5 psi, and high means it's on the spot, but the manifold messes around loads trying to get it to bang on. So I've got it on medium. Units, you can select MPa, bar or PSI. We've got it on PSI, and then you can factory reset the unit. And then we're back to that screen. And obviously the compressor's running because we're at 197 psi. The switch inside the manifold block that we've got, the Airllen manifold, switches off at about 203 to 205 psi, I think. So it should turn off in a moment. There you go. So it's turned off. We're all aired out. It's a pretty nice little controller that sits down there. So that's the kit all installed, and it's now probably a week, maybe 2 weeks after I actually installed the kit. We've done plenty of driving in the car. We drove up to Manchester this weekend, and I drove back last night with no problems. The kit's working, it works well, it does what it needs to do. It goes up when it needs to go up, it goes down when it needs to go down. I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier in the video. There's a problem that the Bluetooth wasn't linking the kit to your phone. You couldn't pick it up. Managed to get in touch with Airllen direct in China, or wherever it is that they're based. Very, very helpful. I think her name was Emmy. And within, I think, 7 days of me speaking to them, I've got a new ECU to go on top of it, and a new Bluetooth dongle to go in it, which I've just not had the time, and I haven't got the time for the next couple of weeks to put on, which meaning that it won't work on the Bluetooth, but it works on the controller and works absolutely fine. So, car's parked down here. Let's get in, or I'm going to get in it. Camera's on the floor down there, and we'll show you it going up and going down like it did before, but now we've got presets. So I've just jumped in the car, got the car running. It just means that the battery's not going to go dying or anything. And we can press M on the controller for the memory, and we're currently at 3, which is as sort of the high drive height, if you like. 2 drops it down a little bit to this drive height. 1, oh no, when it's done its thing, there you go. 1 drops it down to its low drive height, and then when it's done its thing, that one airs it completely out, so it's sat on the ground like that. So yeah, good little bit of kit. Presets, does what it needs to do. Oh yeah, I'm very impressed with it. Very, very impressed with it. Time will tell whether it's got, if it lasts and if everything's okay, but so far, so good. I'm not sure how many people in the UK have actually got this kit fitted to their cars. So I'm not sure, yeah, longevity, etc. But the kit is on. We've got presets. We've got no issues with airing individual corners up, etc. The only thing we still need to do, I'm still not happy with how the front is sitting, but it looks a lot better. So yeah, that is that one then, guys. Not the longest of episodes, I don't think. I've started editing it. I don't think it's going to be the longest. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I apologise, there's not a lot of content going out on the channel. I have actually got another project vehicle sat outside to make a start on, but I've just not had the time with it. If you follow from the beginning or whatever, I've got another channel, Dan and Abby, with my wife, that we were supposed to use when we were going travelling. We've bought a house that wasn't that bad, and we've ended up completely renovating. It's a bare shell, and it's been a chaotic few weeks. Got plasterers in today, new septic tank system's gone in, and basically we've got to be sleeping in the house within the next 2 weeks, I think, for insurance and everything. So I've not got time to be in the workshop doing car related stuff, so there might be a bit of a break in content. I might hook an episode up on the house and get everyone up to speed. But if you haven't already watched it, head over. I'll put a link up here and down in the description to the other channel. I think there's 5 or 6 episodes on the house project at the minute. But yeah, as ever, love a waffle. So we'll leave that one there then, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy.